Hey everybody, Tamara Temu here for another gorgeous, beautiful, juicy, empowered, fire episode of the Unleashed Alchemy YouTube channel. Thank you for being here once again. Thank you for joining me. If you have not already signed up to be a member of the Unleashed Alchemy Magic School to get in for tonight's live session, 7 p.m. Eastern, you still have time, okay? Depending on where you're at in the world, all right, you still have about what time? I don't even know what time it is. I think it's sometime after 3. We'll just stretch it out to say approximately 4 hours to get in to join so that you can be a part of tonight's live session. In tonight's live session, we are talking about the powerful connection between self-gratitude and your wealth identity. All right, the self-gratitude, if you were part of the 8-day series that I did on the channel, on the YouTube channel, then you know what I'm talking about. If you did not follow along for the 8 days, the videos are posted. Start with March 14th, and I did a video every single day for 8 days covering an aspect of how self-gratitude, how it empowers you, how it elevates your spiritual practice in so many ways, okay? So I really invite you, if you're new here, I invite you to start with March 14th. You can start with, I have over 200 videos, so you can start with whatever video you like. However, if you are new here, I would invite you to start with that 8-day series first, okay? So what I want to talk to you about today, and this is going to be a brief video. I say that all the time. We'll see what happens. This is a download that I like to share with you. And it's about, first of all, let me preface this by saying I want to say something first, which is something that I always say, but it's very important for me to say it again. We're energetic beings, okay? So to feel things in our body, that is what is supposed to happen, okay? So I know that can be hard for some people to hear because we've been programmed to ignore how we feel, how our body feels. We have been separated from that for so many reasons. I won't even get into it because that's not what this video is about. But we have to get back to that. We're spiritual beings. We're energetic beings. Okay? So what can happen is when you are experiencing an elevation internally, when you are experiencing elevation in your spirituality, when you are experiencing all that elevation that's happening on the inside, you do start to see it materialize in your external. That's the natural progression. It has to. Your elevation, your transformation on the inside, it will naturally affect your external being, your relationships, your environment. Okay, because you're going to start moving about in life differently. You're going to start talking differently. You're going to start thinking differently. Your actions are going to look different. How you take action is going to look different. It's going to be elevated, right? Because spirituality is ultimately about transformation, all right, and expansion and not staying in the same spot. So when you're going through that elevation, another elevation, because it's not you have an elevation one time and then that's it. No. As long as we are in this body, even out of this body, there's elevation. It's infinite. Okay? So, but since we're talking about why we're in this body, we're talking about why we are humaning. We feel, okay? And because of that, we can start to feel that elevation, that move happening. And the effects, we can feel that literally in our bodies. We may feel butterflies in our stomach. We may feel pressure in certain parts of our bodies. Now, I guess I have to say this for legal reasons. I'm not a medical expert, so I'm not telling you if you feel something in your body to not go to the doctor. And yet, I will also say there's a spiritual undercurrent for everything. So there's, I guess that, I don't know if that's the full legal phrase, but just know I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not telling anyone to not go, to avoid the doctor, to not go to the doctor. Okay, there you have it. Now, back to what I was saying. When you are experiencing that type of transformation, it can be intense. You can feel pressure in your body. You can feel pressure in your head. You can perhaps feel certain, I don't want to say, I'm trying to avoid saying pain, but you can feel, I'll keep using the word pressure, but there are pressures that you may feel in your body that you've never felt before. Why is that happening? It can happen because during transformation, you are leaving what is old, what is no longer serving you, what you no longer need, and you are moving into, think of it like this, you're moving into another dimension. You're moving onto another level. So in between, we'll say the old and the new, there's this in between here that where you can start to feel that need to have that balance or that harmony. You can start to feel that in your body. And what I'm here to tell you is that don't be afraid of that. It does not mean that you have done something wrong. It doesn't mean that you have to change what you're doing. Going back to self-gratitude, that in-between phase, that is really where self-gratitude can really come into play for you, because self-gratitude will remind you to what? To ask your soul and to ask your body, what do you need right now? Is it meditation? Do you need to move? Whether it's through exercise or dance. Perhaps that pressure, wherever you're feeling, that could be that your spiritual gifts are now coming online because you have awakened something, because you're leaving the old and you're going to the new. It has flipped on that light switch. So now you've got all these gifts that are being shaken up. And so now you're starting to feel certain things in your body that you've never felt before. So instead of running from them, you start to pay attention. Where do you feel them? What were you thinking about before you felt the pressure, wherever the pressure is? To go from the old to the new, your higher power, that those spiritual gifts, your intuition, all of that is being strengthened. Your magic is being strengthened. Your capacity is being elevated. What you thought was your capacity or your higher limit has just reached another level. So what you thought you were capable of, now that has expanded. So again, we're leaving the old, we're going into the new. Part of that also involves you severing ties with what was, severing ties with old identities. Again, what you thought you were capable of, you're severing ties with that. You're severing ties with old beliefs. You're severing ties with old speech. You're severing ties with old ways of existing, doing, living, and even seeing life. You're severing all ties with that. You're severing any type of soul tie through any type of relationship. Often this is a side note, I'm not going to elaborate more on this, but I am going to say this. When we talk about soul ties, we automatically think of a romantic relationship. It could be any type of relationship. You're severing ties because you're with all of that, because you're moving from the old to the new. You are breaking ties with what was. As you transition into the new and you're allowing that new to be expressed, you're giving yourself permission to explore the new and letting the new exist in you and be expressed from you with no resistance. So back to that middle ground where we can start to feel the pressures of our transition. That resistance, if we are resisting that move, that's another reason why we can start to feel certain pressures in our body. And here's the thing, we don't have to. We don't have to. We can look at ourselves in the mirror and recognize, okay, I know that I am in the middle of a transformation and I am feeling it. I do feel the pressure in my body. I do feel a heaviness in my body, but I excuse the heaviness. I excuse the weight because I am going to embrace this newness with ease. I'm going to allow my nervous system to be regulated in the new. I'm going to allow my nervous system to be regulated in the transformation. So no, heaviness and weight, I sever ties with that also, because it has no room here. Because I now know that I can speak what I desire. Yes, I desire transformation. Yes, I desire elevation. But it doesn't have to come with pain. It doesn't have to come with heavy weight. I'm free to call in the new, to embrace the new, to allow the new to be expressed through me, because it is here. I am here with it, and I step into it freely with no resistance. All right. So I wanted to share that with you. Please let me know what you gained from that message. Let me know in the comments. Again, Unleash the Alchemy Magic School. To get into the school, to gain access to the live session that we're having tonight, you still have some time left. You can join at any time. All right. However, this is a very important session tonight. It's a live session where we're talking about the powerful connection between self-gratitude and your wealth identity. I look forward to seeing you in the Magic School. And I always forget to say this, but I still take on one-on-one clients. If you're looking for more one-on-one work with your spirituality and spiritual transformation, spiritual mentorship and coaching, I offer that. So the link for the Magic School, the link to schedule some time to work with me, that is in the description box of this video. All right. And until next time, cheers.